Ma'am, when will the school reopen? Ma'am, do I get to come to school? Ma'am, हमारा school कब शुरू होगा? Ma'am, do we have to come daily or is it once a week? All these were the questions that our children had when we opened the school this year. But in the blink of an eye, the year has gone by. And we are here in March 23. And I, Meenal Desai, the MasterNi at GGIS, I am super proud and privileged to tell you about the year at school. I present the yearly Yatra for GGIS. And as you will see in all the classrooms across the school, the students are going to share their journey of what they have done in these 12 months. And I am going to share with you 12 things that have happened at GGIS that just blew our mind off and taught a lot of lessons to us. So, let's get started. Number 1, we have a full-time counselor on board. The need for mental health and the need for our students to voice themselves, to feel safe and empowered is so huge that our students are now at their best. The counselor has not only helped students but teachers and parents, and I can definitely say the GGIS community is healthier, happier, and has a zing in itself. Number 2, we had the Learning Fest in June 22, and what a wonderful hit it was. Our teachers learned hundreds of things and they gathered so much more knowledge and they were so very empowered for the upcoming year. But the best part about it, that many of us at the leadership level were not there in June, and still the team not only did well, they excelled at it. And what does that tell me? That our team is more than ready to pick up pace and to pick up the mantle and move forward in full speed. Point number 3, we had 140 new students join us in 22-23, and for 23-24, we have 150 new additions. But what does this mean? Are there more students in classes and more sections? No. The number of sections remain the same. The number of students in a class remain the same. This simply means that our school is growing. Every year, we add a grade. And next year, we become a full-fledged school, nursery to grade 12. And that is a long way from where we've come. Also, let me share a small little thing. These 150 admissions are out of how many inquiries? More than 900 to 1,000 inquiries. We could grant a seat to only a handful of them. But that's what GGIS is. Point number 4. This year, along with new students, we've added a lot of new things to the campus, including new classrooms, almost 10 of them, new team members, almost 30 of them, also increasing the number of teacher-student ratio, 3 new labs, and 5 new full-fledged 50-seater buses. All this and much more. Number 5, just because you have new students and new people, schools don't function. They need a lot of training. They need a lot of hand-holding. And guess what did we do on that front? We have more than 450 hours of PD and additional school time added by our teachers and by leadership team. We visited places all over the world. We learned from the best. We went to GGIS, to US, to many cities in India, and we learned and gathered so many things that we could bring it back home for our schools. Point number 6. So, with students in place, teachers learning everywhere, of course the world had to recognize us. We were awarded numerous awards throughout the year, including the Education World Award and recognition for our students through ATS, through BRE-books. We had 150 students who qualified for ATS, something that we are extremely proud of. And we have 125 published authors on campus. Yes, our students have published so many books that you could spend the entire summer vacation just reading those books. Point number 7. We had the most amazing sports day ever. Sportsenia 2.0 was a mind-blowing event. Not just for us, but for students, who in each and every way showed that dar ke aage GGIS. The number of students who participated and the show they put up was mesmerizing. And guess what? When we asked you for feedback, you told us all about it. And out of an average 5, you know how much were we rated? 4.8. So, Thank you, my dear parents, teachers and everybody. We look forward to many more sports days in the coming years. Point number 8. Our students participated in more than 86 competitions throughout the year. This includes various sports competition, inter-school competition, academic, non-academic, everything, everywhere. And this was not just the only part. Our students undertook more than 500 hours of remedial session. Guess what? Rigor in academics doesn't have to be compromised for extracurricular activities. And that is what GGIS is. Point number 9. Our students have grown up so much that they also want to step out. This year, we had more than 500 students go out of school and learn. We had 100 participate in the EduTour, and we had student exchange programs for the first time. Our students went and lived somewhere else to experience what is it to be in a different culture. They invited others in their homes and they told them all about being a part of this. So GGIS is growing in multiple steps. Point number 10. Key stage 4, our grades 9 to 11, emerged as the most autonomous learners you could ever ask for. They are growing children. And did they face troubles throughout the year? Oh yes, they did. And guess what did they do? They decided to have a school council that could represent their voice. They decided to build a student handbook that would help them put discipline in place. Our oldest students have shown us that we are in safe hands, that empathy and love and kindness is embedded in the younger generation. And as adults, we just need to look for it. So, here's to the growing students of GGIS. Point number 11. A lot of you might believe that meditation and mindfulness is only for the adults. Guess what? It is not. All our students in the school undertake meditation and they have learned how to calm themselves. Isn't that the most important skill that one needs in the 21st century? Haven't all of us faced a time when we didn't know how to regulate our own emotions? GGIS students won't face that. They will face emotional anxiety, but they will know how to take care of it. Our job as a school is not to shield them from the problems they are going to face. It is just to prepare them to deal with it. And meditation and mindfulness are going to go a long, long way in preparing them for a better life. And lastly, point number 12. GGIS is a startup school. This year, we had 152 startup sessions in Key Stage 3 and 4. And 140 plus sessions of problem solving in Key Stage 1 and 2. Guess what? Our children are learning to see problems and find solutions. One parent shared an anecdote with me that I would like to end this video with. They went to a flea market, an evening bazaar in the city. And she noticed something that her daughter and her friends were doing. The friends were not discussing which color would look better and which pin would go with which dress. They were talking about how this item that is priced at 150 or 200 rupees could have a profit margin of X percentage and Y would be the cost price. We have changed the narrative. We have changed the dialogue that girls and our students could have. The 25 plus pop-up bazaars and the client project that our students have done have taught them the skill of stepping out in public and speaking out, of marketing themselves and saying that we have the skill to take on whatever is required of us. Here's to the great founders who walk the halls of GGIS. So, that's a summary of all things that have happened in the school in these past 12 months. These, by far, have been some of the best months of our entire existence. And we are super excited. We look forward to a new and wonderful year with its own learning opportunities, its own failures, and with its own lessons to teach. That's it from my end. Thank you so much, and bye.